Hi. Well, there are not any views yet, but it's okay. So I'm on the beach as I promised. And just look at this. Let me know. Chris, please let me know if the mic works. So look at this beauty. The water is still, nice and still. It's a beautiful, beautiful beach. It's one of the reasons. Hi there. It's one of the reasons we chose Nha Trang to leave. Like, just look at this one more time. Just fine, the mic works, great. No one would ever think that this is one of the most affordable countries in the world. Just look at this. Isn't it beautiful? I'm gonna keep showing you the beach on my way multiple times when there are more viewers. Hi there, there's a second viewer. Please show yourself up. So it's around half an hour walk, and yeah, I'm just gonna take a little walk to the central area, and then later I'll show you the place that has very healthy food. They're cooking very good meal, high protein, low calorie, and it is very nice and chill place, so I'll show you that place. Hi Red Hat, that's nice right there. Yeah, it is beautiful. Let me show you one more time. As I said, I'll stop by and I'll show you multiple times. So the season is, it is a hot season, and at that period there are barely any waves at all. Barely any waves. Very comfortable for swimming, some nice and still water sports. Hi there guys, say hi, don't hesitate to engage. So today we have a beach walk together with me. Okay, one more time. I just want to show you every time I have a chance. This is one of the most affordable countries in the world. Don't think that I'm at somewhere in the Miami or anything like that. This is Vietnam, Nha Trang, and I'm telling you, man, this is beautiful. Like, every time I come out on the beach just for a simple walk, I remember that I'm blessed, and we are blessed. We're living in times that we can travel. Yeah, it might take a little bit of saving up money and stuff, but just in general, it is quite possible for everyone to travel to places like this. So right now, I'm gonna try to get a little bit more shady side. So hi there. Hello, Sanat. Where the jet ski? I didn't know. I didn't see any jet ski specifically in this area, but you can find pretty much everything on around Nha Trang. So there are different water sports, and you can engage in those. So I'm gonna try to go through a park, and let me show you. So here's the beach, a boulevard, and then there are parks like this that it's a little bit more shady. And what I like about Vietnam, specifically Nha Trang, I can talk for Nha Trang at the very least. So there's always like a little areas for training, and people just, excuse me, sorry. People just are very, very active. Like in the mornings, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., before their working day starts, they just train, they do different types of training. They meditate, they stretch, and I like to see elderly people training in Vietnam. It really warmed my heart, and You know, I wish that it would be the case everywhere. You know, the culture of exercising. Okay, so hi to everyone. Oh, okay, just 1 second. I need to tie my shoe. Just a second. But yeah, as I said, it's not Miami Beach, it's not US, it's not France. Those places are beautiful, but this is Vietnam. This is Vietnam, city Nha Trang. Look at this again, one more time. The average cost of living here is, on the very budget, you can survive for 500 USD per month, including rent. Yes, that might be like a very little apartment, or maybe even a room not in the center. But the city itself is not that big, and we right now are paying not a lot. We were paying a little bit more before for the, like, literally the apartment with this ocean view on the 38th floor. But then we decided to budget ourselves a little bit for, you know, to save up money for certain plans in the future. And we just found something very nice with a beautiful terrace on top. It's a common use, but it's still usually very empty, and I use it for working purposes and just resting purposes. And it's also 500 meters away from the beach, maybe even less. It is more of the northern Nha Trang, but it is quite active. They're everything that we need. And okay, shortly saying, we're paying $150 US, including all the bills and stuff. Like that's insane. So you can really save up a lot on the rent, especially if you're a solo traveler in Nha Trang. And food is everywhere. Food is everywhere for all the prices. Hi there. Hi everyone. Please don't hesitate to engage. It's just a walk on the beach, and I just want to show you a little bit more of the Nha Trang and like the beach line here. But the channel is majorly about training, sprinting, boxing, lifestyle, so feel free to ask different types of questions. But let me just take a chance, and I'm gonna do pull-up. So I'm doing grease the groove. So whenever I walk on the beach, I just usually hang on the bar while I'm walking. Like this. And just do 1 or 2 reps. Slippery. And I'm just gonna keep walking. That's what I'm gonna do. 1 second. Here. How much pull-ups can you do? Last time I tested, I can do 5 strict pull-ups. I think when I do chin-ups or the neutral grip, I can do even more, like with no keeping. And with keeping, last time I tested, and I was heavier than I'm now, was around 9, almost 10.
Đúng rồi.
Let me share the story, our experience when with Muan Tan hotel. It is like one of the biggest chains, hotel chains in, I think, Southeast Asia. They have hotels not only in Vietnam but Laos and Cambodia. So in the beginning it was nice. We had a beautiful apartment. It wasn't perfect. There were some cons, but it was definitely affordable. and well, for the view and for the solid apartment, that was a good price. But then, for whatever reason, in the high season, when the tourists started coming, not before high season, but at the high season, they decided to start drilling and drilling and drilling, literally from very, very early morning, which I understand they work, they start early, but it's not just one or two apartments, or just not only about our apartment. So we could, for example, just change, ask the management to change the apartments or something. No, it was to the extent that the half of the building was getting renovated, and there was literally no escape for anyone. And that was really, really, that really messed up our sleep. And yeah, we had a huge conflict with them, and obviously not with the staff. It wasn't their fault, but someone who was in charge was someone who decided to start renovating, like a big sponsor or something, renovating the entire thing. Those people essentially we just chose to move on and move to the more quiet area. And yeah, that's so far we solved this issue. But yeah, be aware of that. Maybe for the short term stay, it might all be all right, like as an Airbnb or something. But if you try to stay long term, in the low season, it was all right. In the high season, it was horrible, like with those old renovations. And also, I think they count average electricity bills, because we barely used any air conditioning, and we were still getting like way more expensive bill than we were supposed to. So yeah, this is anti-advertising. Actually, let me sit here. But yeah, hi there. You don't train boxing today? No, I'm resting today. Later on there is karaoke night, and that's what I'm gonna do. There's certain stuff I have to take care of. And while I'm walking on the beach and just have some free time, I'm streaming, guys, and trying to show you the beauties of Nha Trang. Can you do muscle ups? Not yet, and I'm gonna build myself up there. One day I'll be able to do muscle up. Are you a boxer? Yes, I used to be an amateur boxer, and now I'm trying to build myself back to it and try myself on the ring again. How long have you been boxing? 10 years already? Like, it's been obviously competition time, competitive period was in my early years, but then like I never stopped training boxing. I still kept evolving and working on my technique and just carving the craft. And at this point, I also been coaching offline for boxing, but I also do online coaching. So other aspects like general physical preparation, understanding how the body is functioning, diet, sleep, etc. Those things I optimized those things throughout the years for myself and for the people, for my clients I'm working with. So yeah, basically I've been in the field quite a long time because I started quite early. Shadow boxing. Let's see what you got. Well, I can do shadow boxing. Why not? I'll also gonna show you the beautiful view. Like literally, look at this. Look at this. So I actually have a branch here, if you can see. So it's like, you know, it's good to work sometimes on things like that. Just like, oh. So it's like. It's quite slippery here, so be careful. Yeah, it's very slippery here. Sorry, guys. But yeah, same as the greasy groove. It's everywhere, anywhere under the sky. Even when I just walk I don't mind doing those things, especially if you request. Where is this? This is Nha Trang, Vietnam. It is beautiful, beautiful place. I highly recommend for everyone to come, get a ticket, fly over if you want a cheap vacation destination, and you also want to save up money, especially if you're from the Western countries, Vietnam, and Nha Trang at its specific is the good to go place. Nice, you got hands. Have a good one. Adios. Have a good one. Where this location? Google Nha Trang, Nhatrang, Vietnam. This is the place. It's the population of the city, the core population is around 400, 500,000, but because it's a touristy place on the higher seasons, a lot of tourists come over, and quite a lot of Russians actually. It's one of the favorite destinations for Russian tourists. Very beautiful. How much prices? Very affordable at the very modest budgets. You can survive $500 and still be able to eat out, because the prices range like literally from $1 till upper price range. So you have cheap, and you have moderate, and you have upper moderate, and you have luxury. You have all sort of prices, but the food culture is very affordable here. If you want to live comfortably, I would say $1,000, $800,000, including rent and stuff. And if you really want to live like a celebrity, everything about that, maybe $1,500 to $1,000 USD. You're gonna live. You're gonna be able to afford different sort of interesting pool activities and whatever. How is healthcare? Well, honestly, didn't get to the point. I have a travel insurance that I actually got through my bank back in Georgia. So that is a traveling insurance, and it covers certain emergencies and stuff like that, like the basic travel insurance. But once I got the an issue, so I needed to go to the hospital, get some blood work, and it was around, even though it was an emergency room, I had to pay upfront 2 million Vietnamese dong, which is around maybe $80, but it's not that crazy. So I think comparing to everywhere else, it is still quite affordable. Hi, you're so pretty. Thank you. I live in Egypt. Good for you. Egypt is the very interesting country. Hi, good morning. I would like to. Okay, good for you. Puma is a good brand. Whew. Oh, it's quite hot. This is like a central boulevard. Usually in this area they build up stage within the day, and they have concerts and events, and it happens quite frequently. This is what I call the Lotus building. I think it's like a exhibitional building, but it's like a little like a postcard picture for Nha Trang. This is the area where I used to live, where we used to live. So the building, like the tallest building you see here, Montong, that's the hotel we had the issues with. And as I said, on the lower season, it's better. On the higher season, don't stay long there. It's unreasonable bills, and possibly drilling non-stop for weeks and maybe months as well. But yeah, you see people just chilling on the beach, training, warming up. But you should see it when it's you should see it when it is early morning, even before the sunrise. There's so many people just getting some exercise before starting their day. Fun fact, by the way, Vietnam is statistically the skinniest nation in the world, with the obesity rate, I think, is under 2.2%, somewhere around that neighborhood. Hi, can you type the location in the chat? I appreciate it. I will in a second. Let me just get to the shady part. Yeah, let me show you a little bit more, one more time. So yeah, look at this. The only thing is that at the high season there are quite a lot of people, and because this is a central beach, those areas are heavily saturated. People live here having their vacations and stuff, so it might not be, if you want to spend like alone time on the beach, might not be the best, except some off weathers when it's a little bit cloudy. Surprisingly, there are way less people, but when it's sunny, everyone is out. But there are some other nearby, there's some other beaches. There are definitely some other beaches that are more perfect for kite surfing, some other water sports, more chill. And yeah, the whole Vietnamese coast, I think, is incredibly beautiful. Okay, so now we are like at the very central part, like a very central beach. I think it's the area is called Khang Khoa. And yeah, as I said, let me get a little bit of more shade, like here, for example. No, actually quite loud. I'll walk a little bit further and I will type it down, type the location. Religion. I'm coming from the Orthodox Christian country, though I have my own system of beliefs, let's call it that way. I subscribe to you. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. What made you want to move there? How did you get accustomed to the culture? Well, me and my husband just decided to travel Southeast Asia, and Vietnam was first destination, and we chose Nha Trang as the main base. There was definitely something about it. Actually, I'll try to type it out here now in the chat. Actually, I don't think I can. Well, Chris, if you can see this, please type out the location, because for some reason I don't have chat on for myself. So anyways, time zone, I'm not sure, but I can tell you time. It's 9:24 morning a.m. But yeah, so back to the story, how we ended up here. We just decided to stay longer. Essentially, the plans changed, and instead of a few months of traveling different parts of the Southeast Asia, we just stayed in Nha Trang most of the times. And we loved it here, built up some community, met some good people, found a training community and the gyms as well. And I started hosting karaoke nights in the Red Buffalo Sports Bar. And well, basically doing that, training, working remotely, and still having more than enough time to live the best life. Okay, let me see the messages. Oh, same. I used to be Christian, but now I'm trying to figure out everything out. I think, yeah, everyone has their own path. And I believe it's not about the religion itself. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't worship anything. That's what I think. You should pick the values. I think Christianity has some great values that are definitely need to be embraced, but so do the other philosophies and other religions and other belief systems. So just research a little bit more about it, watch documentaries, learn about other cultures and religions, and try to find an inherent truth, as it's called, it meaning that they're same core ground values that's been separated by the nations and the cultures and the centuries. The same ideas that people with the great minds ended up to get to the same conclusions and the same ideas. Thailand? No, it's Vietnam. My God, she's a boxer. Yeah, yes, I am. Well, I'm gonna trying to get back to the competitive level. I'm also a coach myself. Okay. Okay, we're at another area where there's another one. Give me a second. So there are those. So this is what I'm talking about. This is perfect for the neutral grip, and I love doing neutral grip pull-ups. So I don't want to disturb anyone. So there is another one on the way where I'm gonna do a couple of pull-ups. Hey, how are you? I'm good. How are you? What country are you from? I'm from Georgia. That's where I'm from. Tbilisi. Okay. Let me just show you. So this is the one perfect for the neutral grip, and I'm gonna do another set of the pull-ups now. Check it out. I'm just doing the grease the groove program. So I basically have extended amount of the rest, and just while walking I'm just doing, actually let me switch the in the neutral grip. I feel way more comfortable doing pull-ups. Even though it's sliding, I'm able to grip way better than on the classic pull-up. Though I'm trying to do all different positions. I'm trying to do all different positions because it's just good, you know. Do something that's hard. Don't neglect that. It's good to stick to something that you're good at, but train other details and aspects that are a little bit more challenging too. Just new to this live stream. It's okay. Feel free to ask questions. Happy Tuesday evening. Where you at now? Because this is Wednesday morning, by the way. Probably from US. Is there any topic of this live, or can we ask you anything? Well, basically you can ask me anything, and the topic was me showing you the beach line and just take you for a walk with me as well. So again, showing you the beach one more time. Yeah. So you see, this is like a central beach, a boulevard, and whoever is coming new on this live, it's not US, it's not Miami, it's not California, it is Vietnam, Nha Trang. Yeah, sorry, it was just an accident. Yeah, I'm back. So, how old are you? I'm 25. They didn't open yet, but the owner is my friend, and I'm just gonna wait until they're open and show you a little bit more. Let's see if it gets reconnected. Hi there. Now, finally reconnected. So, yeah, feel free to ask questions, guys, and let me know if the connection is better now. Then, is it lagging or is it not? So feel free to engage. Hello. Yeah, hi there, hi there. Yeah, okay, I see the views are coming back, so I guess that was a connection issue. So Yeah, I'm at the Cine Cafe now. They're not open yet, but this is healthy food cafe. So I'm gonna order some stuff later when they're open around in the 30-40 minutes. And I'll show you their menus, their offers and stuff. But yeah, it is very good food here, especially for people who are training, who are aiming to burn fat and just track their calories and stuff. They have a very good offer. You can just come here and eat, but also you can pre-order the weekly plan. As long as you're in Nha Trang, they're gonna serve you. Van, do you want to say hi?
Yeah.
I know you're busy and stuff, but if you're willing, just come anytime if you're gonna want to say hi, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. That's okay, yeah. This is Juan. This is a very hardworking guy.
Everybody.
This is my friend. He's the owner, the Cime Cafe, and he opened it. And yeah, just tell a little bit like shortly about how it's going. What was the plan?
I just say hi everybody, like how are you? I'm kind of nervous because this year is here, but like and I say like we focus on healthy food.
Yeah.
So like we bring healthy food in Nha Trang to everybody. So if you have time to come in Nha Trang, we're happy to serve you.
Yeah, absolutely. I was showing beaches here. Like I was showing everything that like, this is not Miami, this is not US, this is Vietnam. So one of the most affordable countries, but also beautiful, amazing people, food. And I was on the way to your cafe and I was about to show you, but my connection got bad. So I was like, okay, I need to reconnect to Wi-Fi. But as I said, I'm gonna show you guys more about, about your food. I'm gonna order later. So I'm gonna let you open. So just please go ahead. Yeah, I don't want to hesitate you. Yeah. Connection is pure now. Great. That's good news. Hey guys. Hello Christian. Hello Jose. But yeah, guys, it's a chill day. It's not exactly a training day. Yeah. Is it just possible, Van? Just a little bit lower. Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So anyways, yeah, it's like, it is just a regular day. As you can see, I'm not showing you training, anything. It was just a walk on the beach. If you play back, you can see the beautiful Nha Trang beach. And now I'm at one of my favorite places, healthy food places, where I can have my breakfast. They also have very good, fresh, cold coconuts. Hi, I'm from India. Good for you. Hi. Good to see you guys. I'm glad that the views are back. There are many of you, so feel free to engage. Actually, I don't understand Arabic. I can't read it. And me, do you mean how do I feel? I'm feeling great. Or if you mean where I'm from Georgia, the country. Where are you from? Whew. I think I need some water. Let me just show you a little bit of the place, even though it's officially not open yet, but it's very pretty, very cozy, and it has definitely its own simplistic style. So I can show you the menu as well. Let me show you the menu. That's a good treat. So as you can see, it is, so the super menu, for example, that's a super steak, chicken breast, chicken thigh. It's usually served with the rice and some vegetables, and it's pretty well made. And you also can see, nutrition and calories calculated as well. So if you really want to keep your calories in check, your nutrition in check, it is a good place to have your breakfast or your dinner at. You know, it's just like, because I know how it feels, you know, when you're training all the time, and sometimes you're just tired of cooking and eating at home, and you want something new, something refreshing. A cafe is definitely one of those places where it's worth to go and enjoy the meal. But yeah, I'm just gonna ask for water because I'm thirsty. Van, sorry?
Outside.
Yeah, can I have water? Water, just water, okay? Thank you. Okay, I'm back. Good morning. Good morning, Jeremy. Tbilisi is the capital, that's right. I'm from Tbilisi, actually. I'm coming from Benin. Where is that? Tell us more, please. Feel free to share the place you're from and what is special about it. What would you recommend to people who come to your country, to your city, to see, which activities to do? Now today it's a casual conversation. It's a Q&A as well. You can definitely ask me some questions if you're willing to. I'm from New Delhi. Good for you. New Delhi. I've been in New Delhi. I've been in New Delhi a couple times. Another India. A lot of people from India. Shout out to you. And I'm new in your channel. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, obviously you can check out my channel if you want. It's up to your will. Jeremy, I'm African. Where specifically from where in Africa? Which country? Which area? Please tell us more. Joey Pat. Hi from Ireland. Hi Ireland. Irish people are strong and tough and cool. I'm in Florida. That's Mark. And the fishing is great here. Nice. I think here it also is great in Vietnam, and both Florida and Vietnam are East Coast, I think. So maybe it is related to the season now. What is your name? My name is Diana, and I'm from Georgia, and currently I'm in Vietnam. What content is in your channel? Maybe it is relevant for me. You wouldn't think from this stream, but my channel is about training and lifestyle, majorly sprinting and boxing. This is the type of trainings I do. But I also do strength training. I've been coaching myself and training other people for many years. Online, especially in the later years. I have like online clients that I'm working long-term with. I also share some insights on the establishment of the healthy habits in a daily routine, optimizing the importance of optimizing sleep, diet, and the good nutritional intake and base level of the exercise, and then building different type of skill sets. So the channel is about that. The lives and streaming is. I try to also make it all about that, and people usually engage in those type of conversations with me. But I also do, if you can see some of my lives that has quite a lot of views. They are about karaoke night. I just ended up hosting karaoke nights here in Red Buffalo Sports Bar, and I'm gonna keep doing it until we leave Vietnam, which is in the end of August. And yeah, I'm just trying to share different stuff now. We're almost neighbors. Yeah, depends on what side of the map or the globe you're gonna look at. Oh, nice. Now I subscribe to your channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good morning. You're there. You're the sun. Ketan. Well, good morning. Where are you from? I live in the Florida, near the coast. Oh, good for you. Florida, like where specifically? Is it close to Miami or like more of the rural areas? You just like UFC fighter, like Amanda Nunes. Well, I wish I was. Amanda definitely is a legend in the female UFC. I watch UFC. I try to keep myself updated, and I rewatch some old stuff and try to always remember and learn some new things from the past history of the mixed martial arts and boxing and all of that as well. I'm just an enthusiast, but when it comes to boxing, boxing was something, the field where I competed, not for very long, but in an amateur field in the Olympic boxing. But I competed, I have experience of fighting and sparring and open ring sparring. And since then, I've been training, I've been working on technique, let's call it carving my craft. And now I'm looking more into trying to get to the nationals of Georgia and just try myself there. Obviously, after the methodical and the correct way of preparing and smart way of preparation. And this is also what makes it more exciting. I like to share those things on my YouTube. I like to talk about those things and have conversations, make videos about it. And I would show you the journey where how it is to before getting back to the sparring, because you have to build up that resilience back and the habit of getting hit in your face, being able to react, being able to confidently and comfortably stand on the ring, and also build up that stamina that's going to help you to hold the entire time while the fight. So it is very methodical, and I try to approach it that way, and I would love to share you everything further down the line as well. Okay, going down, please read my comment. Ma'am, sorry, I missed your comment. If you can repeat it, I will read it. Fight hard. You married? Yes, I'm married. I have a husband. Ilya Topuria wins UFC 317 is from your country, Georgia. Yes, that's true. Mirab Dvalishvili is also from Georgia. They both are from Georgia, originally from Georgia. Well, Ilya was born in Germany because his parents were the refugees from the Abkhazian War in the 90s. But they came back, they returned to the country, so Ilya spent around from 7 to 15 years of his childhood in Georgia, and then they moved to Spain. So he has some experience of living in Georgia. You look like a verse statement a bit. I don't know what it is. Guys, letting you know that English is my third language. So I need, sometimes I'm not familiar with some terms. Why don't you see this? UFC 13 is interesting. Well, I watched the fight between Topuria and Oliveira. Time for a women's champ from Georgia as well, right? Maybe in boxing for me. Though there are some female, Georgian females that are really, really aiming for UFC. They're not well known yet, but Georgia is like in our community, and I think they're like building up their record. I think they're a couple at least, so that would be good. But just give me a second. Let me ask for water one more time. Hey guys. Sorry? Yeah? Sorry guys. Can I have water? Yeah? Yeah, thank you very much. I don't want to interrupt you. Yeah, they're still preparing. They're still not open, so I'm a little bit an early guest now, so I'm just very thirsty after the walk on the beach. Verstappen is a professional F1 driver, one of a kind. Okay, gotcha. Well, we're gonna look more into it because I'm not very familiar with F1 in general. Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Chaz Oliveira is from Brazil. Yeah. So you box. Yes, I box. I like to teach boxing. I like break it down, and analyze boxing in general. Not only boxing. I would say martial arts as well, mixed martial arts and different fights. But I think my perspective on boxing is way more. I'm just way more. I understand boxing better. So my opinion about mixed martial arts would be I would consider it more like an amateur opinion still. Though I trained with guys in MMA. Thank you, Juan. So I had an experience of just training with MMA, BJJ, kickboxing, freestyle wrestling, and Greco-Roman wrestlers. There've been times they've been teaching me a little bit of wrestling, but boxing is like a major. I'm most efficient in boxing, that's for sure. Can you beat Amanda Nunes in a boxing match? I don't think so. She's actually way bigger than me. I would be a flyweight. That's my size. I would go to the flyweight division. I'm too small for Amanda. UFC 319 is ready. Don't miss it, August. Don't miss it. That's the same question. Do you put onions in your socks? I don't. Do you? If yes, tell us why. One thing for sure, I know that Georgians do not play when it comes to boxing. Well, Georgian school of boxing is getting better. Yeah, it's getting better, but I think Georgians are actually way more known for wrestling, judo, weightlifting, and arm wrestling. That's what I think. And rugby as well, to a certain extent. Lately, it's been football, because now we have a very good goalkeeper, George Mamardashvili, and the forward, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. Those are like two upcoming stars. And obviously UFC, mixed martial arts. So that field is coming up and up. Hi sis, how are you? Good, how are you? Hey, hello. I have braces too. Then you know it's not fun. How tall are you? I'm 161 centimeters or 5 feet 2 inches. Anderson Silva versus John Jones. I would pick John Jones if you're talking about the prime years. I'm an MMA retired fight. Good, share your experience. 57 kg. Okay, so you were like a flyweight. Cool. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan are better. When it comes to boxing, I absolutely agree. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan has a very strong boxing school. In the post-Soviet area, Ukrainians have a strong too, and Russians as well. Would you compete at any professional level in the future? As I said, my first step would be amateur boxing. Amateur boxing, who is not familiar, it's not just amateur, it's like it's Olympic style boxing. So it's like an Olympic competition, and I think there is like a new World Boxing Federation, and there is IBA. So those organizations are organizing those championships. And after that, you never know, maybe pros, maybe I will try, but I can't guarantee that. The one thing I really want to step back on the ring, build myself up, back to it, which I'm already doing, and see where I'm at, even before the competition, which would be the Georgian Nationals. And then at Nationals, I would try to my best to prepare myself the way that I win, because that is the goal. Are you ticklish? Yes, I am. Better not tickle me, because I can throw some elbows and some jabs and crosses. What's up? Coming from Hawaii. Hi, Hawaii. I already said Anderson Silva was a great fighter, but like I think John Jones at those years he was the best. I'm a jiu-jitsu coach in UAE right now. Good for you. Share your experience. Tell us some stories. Okay, going all the way down. What's your name? My name is Diana. What is your most ticklish spot? Ribs. I've been actually, I know it's a silly question, most likely you're trolling, but I'll respond to it seriously. So, I was doing, it was my first experience with a massage therapy, like a sports massage, and this lady, she was very good, like 30 years of experience. She was like feeling every ligament, every muscle fiber. And I was extremely ticklish, like I was almost crying. And she was explaining to me that over time it tends to glue up and stick together, and that increases the sensitivity in the muscles. And that is one of the reasons. So very commonly, people who are well trained and didn't have a massage for a long time, they tend to get very ticklish. It would be great to see you in Olympic first for country and then in UFC. Well, thank you. I understand that. Most likely, I wouldn't do UFC in the classic fighting manner. But you never know where life ends, you know. And I like the approach. Always be ready. But I know where I'm at exactly, and I know what I have to work on. So I'm more about to show you how to start from a certain level and get to the certain level. Oh, can I already look at it? Thank you. Well, you know what? Let's start with coconut. Do you have fresh coconut? Yeah. Let's get me one fresh coconut, and I'll eat later. Okay? Okay. Thank you. But yeah, that's actually, I want to take this opportunity. One of my closest friends, female friends, is a great boxer. She's originally Georgian, and she emigrated with her partner, with her girlfriend, to Belgium, started from scratch, trained hard, worked stuff. She made to the national teams of Belgium, and now she's on her way on the World Championship. We're talking all the time now, all the time, and I've been helping her a little bit with the nutrition optimization and like cutting weight without unnecessary water cut and getting more onto the calorie deficit. And she's been also sharing her experience and guiding me on some of the training aspects, and we agree on a lot of things when it comes to the methodology. Also, we're talking about differences between preparation in Belgian team and Georgian team, that it's still different level, it still feels that it's different. But yeah, like there are some females, like she's gonna be a future star. I really believe that. I believe in her, and you're gonna hear her name at some point. Her name is Anna Hunjua. Wonder Woman. My name is Diana, actually, so that's quite close. What's your favorite thing about death standing on beach? I don't know, what is that? Is it some sort of like meme or something? New UFC, tickle torch was gonna last longer, yeah? Are you gonna watch that upcoming boxing match, Canelo versus Crawford? Yes, I really want to watch it. You're very serious. Why not? I think we should be serious at times. Hi guys, hi everyone. I'm not dating anyone because I have a husband. Okay, guys, just letting you know, chat is okay. It's okay to joke about and tease and even troll a little bit. But if it goes way too far, I'm just gonna hide you from the channel. Okay? Cool that you have such a big goals. I'm training boxing in USA. Hey Shane, Good for you. Tell us more about your experience, how long you've been training and stuff. Yeah, I have boxing to me, like competitive boxing is actually part of, thank you very much. It is part of the more long-term goals. Like me and my husband are traveling the world, building up the community, trying to build up my YouTube channel, increase the awareness and like understanding of like how you put that in the lifestyle, you know? You can become very good at something, but you don't have to do the old school ways when it's literally wearing yourself out. So the emphasis is a lot of recovery, a lot of smart work together aligned with the hard work and a good systemization and planning. And just, you know, showing you some stuff. I mean, looking forward to do some cool stuff in the future as well, because we made a lot of friends in very interesting areas and fields. So yeah, also looking forward to show you some cool stuff. And that it's all possible. It's all possible with the right attitude, with the right goals and the right plan, with the patience, being patient on that journey. And it's all about the community. No matter how good you are by yourself, you need to have a strong, good, positive community of people around you. So this is more like that is a bigger goal. Building up YouTube, do probably competitive boxing for some period. It is part of it. If I train for 2 weeks, can I beat any normal person who does not train? Well, it's a little bit way too vague question. It depends. Are you talking about like a sparring fight under the certain rules, or you're talking on street, or if you're talking on the controlled environment? What rules? Kickboxing, boxing, MMA, BJJ. Then the answer would be depends what you train. 2 weeks is not really long enough, I think, and if you're it's 2 weeks versus no training, it's not a very big difference. It takes a little bit longer time to actually build that skill set and put it on the reflex level, that like punching or grappling or going on a takedown is a reflex, not just a calculated decision. Canelo or Crawford? We'll see. The best way to start with training, you mean, or boxing? Please clarify the question. Dustin Porter, Dustin tells young Jen to stay in college rather than aiming for MMA career. What do you think about that? Yes and no. Yes, because he probably meant getting education, getting good at like finding their career path, you know, have a family and be a valuable member of society. Because let's give a credit to people like who create everything and who on whom the society is relying. It is people who do heavy jobs, building, construction, engineering, maintaining infrastructure, etc., nursing, medical fields. So those areas, right? If everyone aims for finding in sports, yes, that's good. I mean, if you're natural and if you're willing to pursue that, it's completely fine. But yes, we need people who do, and we need respect and encourage people to do regular stuff like it used to be before, you know. I understand I'm sitting here like streaming, literally influencing, and but I'm a personal trainer. For example, I work with people, try to help them to optimize their lifestyle. So there is kind of another path that I'm pursuing. And then nowadays it's possible to have multiple things, multiple interests. You can have a job and you can still pursue something you like. But I agree with like, don't pursue strictly only sport. It's good to be educated, but when it comes to the college in US, knowing how much debt and loans they give away, and I think you cannot clean up from that debt if you fail to pay it. That is insane. So if you want to get education, maybe not in the US, unless you have money to pay it, go to Europe maybe. It's way cheaper. Some countries have even free education. So yeah, just look in different options. US education is not the only educational system. Also, it depends what field. I don't think you need a degree for example, graphic design or even IT field. Those things you can rather learn yourself or take some good solid courses that are way more brief than the whole 4 years of the bachelor's and then master's and stuff. Though there are some fields like medical field, economy field, law enforcement, and there are certain fields that you need to get through training. You definitely need to get that education. But yeah, let's move on to the next questions. I think you have some Celtic blood. They lived everywhere before Ireland. Maybe, possibly. I have Slavic blood, and Slavs have some some Scandinavian / Celtic influences, especially Scandinavian, because literally the Viking dynasty, I think Rus, and in Russian they were called, in the Kievskaya Rus, they were called Rurikovichi or something like that. They occupied that land for a very long time before the Knyaz Vladimir, I think, came in power, and he restored Slavic paganism for a very short time, but then he accepted Christianity very soon, and they burned off all the pagan culture they had. I'm 25 years old. I want to see beautiful Ukraine. I've been in Ukraine a very long time ago. It was 2013. It was before the Crimea annexion or occupation and stuff like that. And yeah, I remember it was very beautiful. I've been in the multiple cities and visited my family from my mother's side. And yeah, definitely should go. I hope the war ends soon and people gonna be able to see Ukraine. It's so easy to talk. Do you hate Putin? I think everyone hates Putin unless they are really. I just think he's like a lot of leaders in the world. He's a dictator. He's a narcissistic, very bad human being, and definitely life would be better like without him. Especially he's getting old. I don't want to talk much politics, but there are certain figures that are like, come on, like life would be better. Though we have to understand that it's still complex. For example, if the let's say Putin dies, and what happens in Russia? Is it going to be the revolution? How it's going to affect? And it's an important topic for me too, because I'm from Georgia. How my country is going to be affected by that? Is it going to be like Caucasus region going to completely separate? Then what is going to be? Is it going to be a dominance? Who's going to be dominating in the Caucasus region? Like there are so many consequences can come up, because this is the life we're living. Every action, every event has its consequential chain of reaction. So that's kind of my answer, even though I definitely dislike him a lot. Yeah, it's just hard to predict what's going to happen when the things start to shift, and they're going to start to shift. They already start shifting, and it's going to change within the next years. We're going to see the outcome of all those events. You can learn anything yourself, but they want to see the name and bachelor and won't hire you. Yeah, I understand. In US, that's the thing. Though I have, for example, as a personal trainer, I got the certification. It was at the time it was Fitness and Bodybuilding Federation, and that was the course where they were giving like international federation certificates, so where I was allowed to train people with weights and do the diet plan and stuff. Though I took longer time, I even didn't know English at that time. I took that course in Georgian, but then I learned English to teach myself even more things, to get an access to the open sources. And currently I'm working online, and I'm paying tax in my country, which is very small tax because I'm a 1%. I'm a one-person business holder. That's how the state is called. You just pay 1% in Georgia for it out of your income. So I just pay 1% out of my income, and yeah. This is how I make it official, and I work online. So my clients, because I learned English, I managed to go to the US market and Europe. Okay, going down all the way. I want Pacquiao to win. Where you're streaming from? I'm streaming from Vietnam, Nha Trang, but the place I'm at is called Sime Cafe, healthy food in Nha Trang. Good morning from Greece, Athens. Good morning, absolutely. You will do good in Brooklyn, in New York. Why do you think that? Edwin, nice to meet you, Edwin. What are Georgian politics like? Do you worry about the Russian influence? Well, let's be honest, Russian influence has been on Georgia since the beginning of the 19th century. So our last king had to sign up the contract to get the protection for Russia, because there was the Ottoman Empire threat for Georgia, and there was always like Georgia was rather having wars with the Muslims, or at the times from the northern part, that was at some point it was Roman Empire as well. At some point there were Mongolians. So we've been beaten up by quite a lot throughout the history. So around when the Russian Empire started raising, this is where we got under their influence first time, and after that it was the Soviet Union. So the Red Army came in Georgia, occupied. So yeah, it was hard times, definitely not the best times, and I think it had a huge impact on the people's mentality nowadays. Not younger generation like mine, but a little bit like older generation. And essentially right now, even though since I think 1989, like called perestroika, which is like renovation, rebuildment, like something like that. It was when the Soviet Union fell apart, and Georgia was one of the first independent countries, but there is a question about the real independence. There are some governments that were more pro-West previously, but essentially now the current government is definitely pro-West. They are, I'll be honest, even that the way it faced me was a lot of my friends have been protesting. I actually left country before the things started, so that Vietnam trip was planned for a long time before all the issues. But there were certain protests about different things, like certain laws and certain very controversial things. And especially in Tbilisi, people are more pro-West, more anti Putin's Russia and their government. But essentially, yes, we got to the point that they're trying to de-dollarize the banking sector. The gel is incredibly high. It's one of the examples. I just like telling you the reality. The interest is very, very high. I tried to purchase apartment for the business purpose. I wanted to buy, renovate, and rent it out, because if you buy outright through cash, Georgia don't have tax property. They have very good returns. But if you try buy through the bank, I wanted to take it in the US dollar because my income is mainly in dollars, but there was this new regulations. Essentially, they told me, no, we cannot do it. It can be only jail, and it would be like 13.7% interest. And that would make 0 cents. That's why a lot of people do that. Then they can't afford it. They lose their houses, or they have to sell it. And it basically goes against people. The richer get richer, and poor get poorer. That's the reality in Georgia. And obviously, there are some independent class that I think I lay in that category, because I just learned English. I just found a way how to get my income from the independent outside sources. I'm not having job in the Georgia. I'm not relying on the Georgian economy. So that's approximately the reality. Okay, my sister. Brother is back. Good morning. Have a great day. Have a great day too. Enjoy yourself. Okay, well, I'm deleting all the bullshit, okay? I didn't have to do it today that much, but anything inappropriate, just gonna go to the trash. Why don't you join EU? We actually, so it's ironic. We got the candidate status for EU membership, so it's like one of the stages on the way to join EU. And it's not just a status, it's certain financial aid, it's certain programs, it's beneficial. It's certain Erasmus. We already have Erasmus programs for universities, and we have visa. We still have for regular people in Georgia. They still, I think, have it 3 months visa-free entry to Schengen zone countries. But it's like, it was like a next stage, and we celebrated it. Our president came out, the previous president, who ended up be pro-West for real, because she was born, her parents were immigrants, they immigrated to France, and she was, I think, born there, or at least lived a very long time. So she's more a European mentality. But right after that, this is what our government started doing, and I think it started by the pressure of the Russian government influence directly, that they wanted to do analogy of FARA, but FARA meaning the foreign agent law, which was falling for back in the World War II period for against Nazis and communists. But there are many analogies of other countries, and Russians law is like the Georgian law in its essence was getting as basically being a Russian analogy, like a copy paste. I read through it, and that was completely inappropriate. Basically, everyone would fall under the foreign agent status. And this is where they could manipulate, like, okay, if they don't like what you say for them, don't like, you're a foreign agent now, okay? You're like doing a crime against your country. This is how I think they tried to manipulate it. And people were protesting that. We were protesting a lot against that. So yeah, it's a little bit complicated topic. Georgia is a small country. It's not rich enough, it's not strong enough. We have a lot of water, but we never had the potential to invite foreign companies independently, build the hydroelectric stations and build the energy potential to be more independent in the region. So we basically fall under of influence, Western influence versus Russian influence. That's the current Georgian political situation. But enough of the politics, okay? I think I gave quite a long answer regarding that. You sound like you cannot relax. I'm completely chill. Hello, Brazil. Hi, Brazil. Try to get to the root of your anxiety. I don't really feel anxious most of the times. And root of the anxiety is very often a physical reason. Lack of certain nutritions, lack of sleep, or the bad sleep quality. And, those things combine sometimes. A lot of caffeine, like way too much caffeine can cause a major anxiety. So before going and taking and getting prescribed antidepressants, try to optimize your daily, like a regular aspect. Just fix your sleep and diet first. You speak beautiful, but your smile speaks even more. Words of Brazilian. Thank you, Pedro. Are you actually an MMA fighter? I'm not an MMA fighter. I'm more of a boxer and just generally enthusiast in when it comes to mixed martial arts and all of that. And yeah, but mainly boxing. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia. Humans unfortunately have a tendency to want to live in the past. Georgia would be stronger in the EU. I definitely believe it, even though EU has its own flaws. I'm not saying, I think all the alliances systems has their issues, but for Georgia that would benefit a lot. I believe that. And a lot of people my generation, they agree with that. They're for it. But it's also important to understand it's a long-term game. I think we need more well-educated people of my generation and younger, people who aim for getting knowledgeable in the politics, in the economy, in the social fields, and when the time comes, get there. Because it's like there is no regime, no government is permanent. And Georgian regime is not as strong as Belarusian, for example, or Russian. It's not at that stage. I'm Filipino, but I'm rooting for Barrios. That's good for you, it's fine. I mean, you don't have to root for Pacquiao just because you're Filipino as well. What do you think about female bodybuilding? Let's look at it as a sport. Every sport, bodybuilding as well, it's not my favorite sport, I'll be honest, but it is a sport because it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of work, a lot of commitment. And some of those people who do like hypertrophy-wise building the body, certain proportions, they do a spectacular job. And both men and women, people who commit to that, they acknowledge, they know, they understand the risks. They understand that might affect their personal life, that might affect their relationships and stuff. So they're fully aware of that. And that's why I respect it. I'm not gonna judge female bodybuilders. They're athletes, they're sports women. But if you wanna know my opinion, would it affect your I don't know, feminine looks and stuff? Depends on the category. If you're doing, I think, Miss Bikini and they're in another category, they're quite feminine looking. I have friends who compete there and they look beautiful. I mean, they get shredded and they maybe look a little bit muscular, like all defined on the competition, but then when they gain their healthy weight back, they look very beautiful with beautiful shapes and stuff. But if we're talking about like a classic bodybuilding, obviously it takes away a little bit of the feminine looks, not necessarily the feminine personality, but looks. And the steroids, like the one thing that I'm always having a little bit, not just a long-term effect, like steroids on women have even like a worse effect long-term, I think, than men. I believe there is the reasonably the best steroid would be Anavar. I'm not for steroids. I'm not here to teach you about that. You can research. You can look for people who are really, really deep into those topics and actually have the expertise to educate you on that. But I've been watching that kind of people. They were talking about Anavar, but that's one of the reasons I personally wouldn't do bodybuilding. specifically bodybuilding as a woman, I wouldn't want to get on steroids. EU is new Islamic State. I mean, every country has to have the laws of the letting others to enter the country. That there has to be system and the laws. You cannot just open the doors and let everyone come in. We Georgians understand that. We've been dealing with many enemies throughout the history, and it's not fun. Like Georgia is way more strict, I think, on those kind of things. And this is how it should be. I think every country has to have their own laws, and the tendency that, oh, let's respect everyone, it doesn't work exactly that way. I believe in wherever you go. For example, if I would go to the Muslim country for a visit or whatever, I would accept their rules because it's their rules, whether I like it or not, because I am in their country. Same if Muslims come or anyone else comes to the Western countries, they have to respect their rules, and the Western countries have to set those boundaries and rules very clearly. So yeah, that's my answer. Are you real? I am not real. I'm just an AI. Yes, I'm real. So you like golf? Never tried it. I have a couple of friends who've been pushing me, telling me that golf is great, and I'm like, kind of not my thing. Probably it's great because it's beautiful in the field and it's chill and you can enjoy your day with friends doing it, but never tried it personally. You speak really good English. Thank you very much. It's due to really committing to it. So I learned English in the pandemic, like it was around 2020, and I just decided to. I didn't have a job at the point. Basically, there was nothing to do. There were curfews all the time, and I just committed like 5-6 hours a day for 3 months to English. I was using fitness and health and science materials to translate articles, for reading, for picking the words, putting the sentences, and I would watch traveling videos and listen to those things. And some of the I think one of the people I started listening was Jordan Peterson, was Andrew Huberman. I was watching and listening with subtitles. And then on and on and on. And then I got the offer in that studio back in Tbilisi where they trained a lot of expats. So it would be a lot of English conversations for me. And I agreed to that. And after that, that was also first online training experience because we were closed off, and a lot of our clients got stuck in their countries, could not move, and they decided to train online. And then when I quit the studio, I got a couple of my clients followed me, and then I continued working on my own. I also made a lot of English-speaking friends in Georgia from different parts of the world. And essentially, I met my husband, who has a very good generic English. And I guess it's just the constant, non-stop practice. I even find that even though it's a third language, my Russian got worse, that's for sure. For some reason, it affected my Russian. My Georgian is okay. And yeah, it plays some mind games with your brain, you know, when you know certain languages and you just switch from one to another. You speak Turkish? No, I don't. Have you seen $1 Million Baby? Yes, that was one of my first boxing movies, and it's quite funny. I wanted motivational, I was like, okay, that's the female boxer. Let's watch it. Let's get motivated. And it's like the saddest movie ever. Like in the end, when she ends up the way she is, it's like, how does it even make sense? Like I thought it was a motivational movie, but so that was completely opposite of it. This was my first experience. I think I rewatched it once after, but that was it. Should USA stop helping Ukraine? I'm not going to answer that question this way. Even though I might have some opinions, I don't really want to talk about politics, but if we can talk about those things in a strategical point of view, if US has interest to have an influence, some resources from Ukraine, obviously they don't withdraw and just say bye-bye and like kind of hang out overseas by themselves. It doesn't work that way. US is the world first country, and there are other countries like China, Iran, who are like, aiming to get on the first place, and everyone is fighting in different fields. It's not only battlefield, it's AI, it's technology, it's medicine, it's like different types of informational war, the different types of fields that they're competing in. And so if US has an interest to don't let Russia to have influence, regain that influence over time, I guess they have to speak there. So how that happens, how they do that, I don't know. I'm not that efficient and that knowledgeable on that topic. How do you feel about having COVID curfew? Do you resent that? I think I understand there is a certain protocol when it's unknown virus. There been coronavirus and there was like COVID before too. It's not something new, but that specific mutated version of it. Let's say yes, it's something unknown. No one knows what is this, but that's such a big hype about it. Such a big stress over stress, planting fear in people. Some countries worse, some countries better. It really didn't make that sense. Obviously, curfew is one of the strongest ways to stop the spreading of pandemic. So I understand that at some point that had to be in place. And there was a huge, like Italy had a very big issue because it's like exploded right there. China had it. When it was that bad, obviously curfew was essential. But then further down the line, I mean, people have to get, humanity gains as called as the collective immunity. And when it comes to the vaccinations, I understand. I'm not against science and I'm not for like conspiracy theories, but ideally vaccinations to be valid has to be tested at least 5 years. And when you have this like completely experimental thing and it's all around this fear mongering and like, yeah, you have to get it, you have to get it. My grandma got it and I think she did well. She never had like a horrible symptoms, and I think it also complex. Some people might have an allergic reaction and it wasn't good for them, and it was even detrimental. For some people, it was life-saving. It is very hard when it's just all that happening and it's experimental. It doesn't have enough time of the research and controlled usage. So, but what I don't like when they do like a fear mongering about those things, it was not that high. It was like the death rate was even lower than like a seasonal flu or something like that. It wasn't like Ebola virus, which is literally 50% mortality. If that shit spreads, definitely have to survive and try to just close yourself off, and that would be horrible. But I think it was a little bit way too much for fear mongering there. Diplomacy is always the answer. Diplomacy is something that even in my regular life as a person, I like to approach things from in a diplomatic way. So I wish diplomacy would be the answer if wars wouldn't make money. Let's say that way. If that issue gonna get solved one day and the refocus would be more on AI, more on technology field where the money would be like tripled and way bigger, maybe at some point doing wars would stop, make sense. But at this point, unless it makes money, it's hard to prevent it or stop it completely. Hi from Ohio. Hi, Ohio. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia. drop your hair, you will be better. Well, I actually gonna dye my hair, but I can do like this. You know, my husband always tells me just drop a little bit, like some locks, like something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go dye my hair a little bit later, just to update the color. So that's why I'm keeping it up. Also, it's very hot here. Do you have a favorite author or novel? I read White Nights recently. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I'm not about that much about the literature, like novels and the literature. I think the last thing I read through the regarding literature was Russian classic literature. So that was some Dostoevsky, some Tolstoy. Since then, I've been doing mostly psychological books, like some of the Robert Greene stuff, some general podcasts. I like to listen some scientific and psychological podcasts, and that's something that I prefer to do. But White Nights, I'll try to look into it. If I don't forget, why not? Hi, you're very beautiful. Thank you. Yo, what's up? Anyways, I'm gonna drink my coconut and my water. I like your blonde hair and green shirt. They got together. Well, hi Cindy. I'm actually more like your ginger, and it's a black shirt. So I don't know, maybe you have some different color settings on your device. Are women on TikTok narcissistic? I think a lot of people, unless they really try to bring some value and information and be positive, yeah, social medias are for attention seekers. You can call me one if you want, if you're willing to. I don't have a problem with it, but I have long-term plan regarding why I want to build my channel up and what I want to, what value I want to share with people. But yes, a lot of women and a lot of men. I don't have TikTok. I almost don't watch it, but I've been watching some YouTube and people talking about it, that people are getting, we're very self-absorbed, and it is one of the sources of the cheap dopamine. Cheap dopamine is a thing that gives you the instant gratification, but then you get hooked on it. It's almost like an addiction effect. The Georgian language is unique. It is unique. They're literally, it's called Georgian language, a group of languages. They're Georgian, generic Georgian. There is Megarelian that I don't understand anything. There's Swanetian that I also don't understand anything. For example, friend in Georgian is Megobari, and friend in Swanetian Georgian is Muhbe. Like, so, and those are grouped within the country, that's it. And funny enough, Armenian is the same. Armenian language is also completely unique. So those two countries have completely unique alphabet and completely unique language. When, for example, Azerbaijan and Turkey can understand each other, Russians, Ukrainians, it's like, you know, Slovakians, Belarusians can understand each other, Scandinavian countries, except Finland, can understand each other. So it's like a bigger groups of the languages. I'm doing well, thank you. Where's Chris at? I think he's just resting. Yeah, he's just resting. He's at home now, but we're gonna reconnect later at the karaoke night. I forgot I'm colorblind. That's okay. You know, as I said, I'm ginger and my shirt is black. I don't have TikTok either. This is the least favorite platform. I don't like it. It's literally, I tried it, I uploaded some stuff, and within the 10 minutes, I felt like my brain starts rotting. I don't know what is like, maybe the content, maybe a certain information or algorithm works the way it just pushes such a nonsense sometimes. It's like, you start feeling stupid after a few minutes on TikTok. I'm from Dubai, good for you. Is it hot there now? It's supposed to be very hot. Just wanted you to smile. So thank you, you made me smile, that's for sure. How tall are you? I'm 161 in centimeters and 5 feet and 2 inches in feet. Do Georgians think America is mostly fat? Well, it's not only Georgians, it's the statistics saying that you're literally having the biggest obesity rate in the world. I think second is Emirates. They have a close second or something like that, but US is like almost 50% now. You can double check, I might be a little bit wrong with numbers, but it's incredibly high. When it's in Vietnam, it's under 2.2%. This is how low it is. Same as US, we speak one national language, but there is so many dialects and we are a small country. Same as us. Which country are you from? Tell me, please. Maybe you mentioned before, but remind me if I forgot. It's true, we Americans have the highest obesity rate. Well, before people like to say that, oh, Americans are lazy, this and that, but it's like your problem is rooting way deeper with the like a post industrial time, when it's like the industrialization started taking over and basically capitalism hopped in. I mean, capitalism is the way to make money for sure. Even here it works. Like everyone has a little business, a little something to do. But the problem is the bigger companies took over and they just started capitalizing on things. For example, the cereal boom this is where the slogan, the breakfast is the most important part or meal of the day or something. That was the slogan for the cereal company, where they just wanted to feed you sugar in the morning and feed kids with the sugar in the morning and promoting as a healthy thing. Even I thought it was healthy when I was a kid, you know. It's like cereal was like, it's like a milk and cereal, it's healthy. But it's there is nothing wrong with cereal if you eat it in a balanced way, but it's definitely better to start your day with the high protein, high fiber, healthy fat meals with a moderate amount of carbs and eat it in a certain sequence. Actually, fiber should come first, then protein and fats, and then carbs that are gonna affect your glycemic index in a positive way. But no, like, you know, literally there were generations and generations getting hooked on sugar and carbs, and then there is the fast food, and then there is the highly processed foods, and good non-processed meals are actually not that affordable. And essentially people have, like, I actually know one of my clients, a cousin or something. He was a cop in San Francisco, like police. He got just tired of everything, his job, the lifestyle, the product, like lack of good foods. He just sold everything, got a farm, moved with his family, started having some animals, chickens, and growing his own vegetables. And he's happy, like happier than ever. So more and more people are moving to that direction. So it's not completely your fault. It's like the majorly flaw, years and years of the flaws in the system. Oh, there are quite many questions. Have you fight in cage before? No, I never fought in a cage like that. I had some sparrings in cage, like, but nothing like a fight. You lied, haha, you said you would never forget the audacity. I'm sorry, I guess my memory is not